Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, if wherever you are in the world. Sam Karga here, coming to you from sunny Brisbane in Queensland, although it is currently 6 p.m. It's not very sunny here, but that's all right. So I understand that we're going to have people here from all sorts of different places in the world. So welcome to wherever you're tuning in from. Whether you're, as well as if you're live or watching this on YouTube or Facebook afterwards, welcome. It's awesome to see you. Hope you enjoy this training. Hope you get some value out of it. So the training tonight is going to be on the tokens of the CryptoUnit blockchain. What is the difference between those four tokens? What do they do? And what value do they bring? Because there is a difference between just the price of tokens or the price of anything and the value that it brings, like what it does for people's life and what it actually does. So that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight. Okay, so who am I? My name is Sam Karga. I'm a leader manager in the New Consumer Community Program. I have a Bachelor of Liberal Arts and I majored in philosophy and theology. Part of that study I did that study here in Brisbane in Australia. Part of that I actually did over in the UK at Oxford University. I'm also a graduate of the Master Profi training program and the Marathon 260 training program. So those are two of the flagship training programs that the Academy of the Private Investor has run. And I'm a crypto enthusiast, if you couldn't tell by the fact that I'm doing a training on the different tokens of our blockchain. I'm a crypto enthusiast. I love crypto assets, love blockchain, all that sort of stuff. I'm also a co-host of the Life with the Brothers podcast. If you haven't seen it already, what we basically do on that podcast is we shine a light on existing leaders, people that you would be familiar with. And then we also give a platform for up and coming leaders who want to be able to share their stories and get recognized. It's all about, getting to be seen and becoming a leader so that you can, share your stories and your experience with people. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out. Unbiased opinion, it's pretty good. So to start us off with our training on the four tokens, what is CRU or the CryptoUnit? So most members in our community will already have a portfolio of CRU tokens. Most CRU is currently frozen, which basically means it's not yet liquid to be, sold on the marketplace, staked, that kind of thing. Now, thawed, so unfrozen, CRU is liquid, which basically means it can be put onto the exchange. Thawed CRU is liquid and can be staked to generate UNTB. Now, you might go, what is UNTB? We'll talk about what UNTB is in just a second. But just remember, thawed CRU can be staked to generate UNTB. Now, what is the WCRU or the World Crypto Unit, the World Crew? WCRU is a security token backed by the Global Investment Portfolio. Now, you might be wondering, or you might have heard the word security before. You might go, what's a security token? That basically means it is backed by real assets. So, stakes in companies, real estate, assets that generate an income, that sort of thing. It's not like Dogecoin or even Bitcoin that are only backed really by a belief system. So that, they're backed by how much people will pay for them. That's what they're worth, the price that people will pay for them on an exchange. But the World Crew is a security token, so it is actually backed by assets. And we'll talk about the World Crew a little bit more toward the end. The World Crew will also yield Profi bonus, which is dividends, and also the loyalty bonus, which comes from the uh, MLCI program in the with Everidge. It can be staked to generate UNTB. Now that is frozen or thawed World CRU, just like CRU. The WCRU is also frozen for a period of time. And if you don't know anything about that sort of stuff, you can find the details of all of those in the white paper. Okay, if you don't know where the white paper is, you can ask your upline; they will be able to direct you to that. So the main utility of the World CRU is to create long-term wealth and passive income and much more. It's not just about money, and we will talk about that a little bit more at the end, because that is really important for everyone to understand that point, that it is about more than just money. Now, what is USDU? So USDU is a stable coin. That means its price is pegged to another currency. So USDU's price is pegged to the US dollar. One USDU equals one US dollar. The price of USDU is not dependent on the market. What you see is what you get. So if you're trying to, for example, if you're trying to pay someone for a service they've done for you, or you're trading something, if you agree that whatever they've given you or done for you is worth, let's say, $10 US, you can send them 10 USDU, and on the other end, they will also receive 10 USDU. It doesn't go up like with Bitcoin. It might be worth $53,000 now, and by the time it gets to the other person, it might have gone up. It might have gone down or up. Might have gone down to 52,000, just for an example. So it's dependent on the market, and it changes over time. Whereas with stable coins, the price stays basically the same. Now, so the USDU will also be used in the future for paying profit bonus. So as I said before, profit bonus is the dividends that will be coming off the portfolio of assets, the global investment portfolio, which backs the World CRU. So in the future, when that portfolio's assets are creating a revenue, then the profit bonus will kick in. We will be start to earn profit bonuses. And they will be paid in USDU for the reasons I said before, like the price will stay the same. What you see is what you get. Will also be used for purchasing packages from Everidge, as I said before, used as a payment for the same reasons. It is also required as a conversion fee if you have CRU and you're wanting to convert them to World CRU. I'm not going to go into that too much in detail, but if you have some CRU, you are able to convert them to World CRU, and you will require some USDU as a conversion fee. Now, as I said, the main utility is to be used as a payment. Now, what is UNTB? UNTB is a utility token. It's generated by staking WCRU or thawed CRU. Now, it is used to acquire RAM, CPU, and net. Now, I will come back to that in just a second. It is required as fuel for WCRU conversion. Actually, I will talk about the RAM, CPU, and net now. In a computer, what keeps a computer running and makes it work is things like your RAM, CPU, and net. They are what we call the processing power resources, which power the wallet. So the CryptoUnit blockchain is run in the same way, that it has these processing power resources, which are what run the blockchain and your individual wallets. So I've done a lot of crypto training in the past. If you want to buy some Bitcoin, you want to send some Bitcoin somewhere else, there's always a transaction fee that is paid to the network to keep, all the computers running. It is a very costly process to, be mining Bitcoin and sending it all. It pays for all the processing costs. Sorry about that, guys. Just had a smoke alarm go off. Nothing to worry about. Sorry about that, guys. I do apologize. Yeah, the transaction fees pay for the processes that the exchange goes through and that kind of thing. Keep their computers running and all that sort of stuff. On our blockchain, instead of doing that, what we have are these processing power resources, so that as long as you have enough of those resources, your wallet will be able to do whatever you need it to do. You'll be able to send some UNTB or CRU, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to do, it will be able to do that as long as you have those processing power resources. Now, to get those, you have to use UNTB. Okay, so you can stake your UNTB for CPU and NEC, and you can purchase RAM with UNTB, and that might be getting into a little bit of technical stuff, but that's the basis of it. That is what gives UNTB its value. That you have to have UNTB in order to get those processing power resources, which in turn power your wallet. Now, I did say before, the UNTB is required as fuel for world CRU conversion. That is just, you want to make sure you've got some UNTB in your wallet and put it onto and stake it onto your processing power resources before you go and do any conversion, just to make sure you don't run out of juice, that kind of thing, partway through the process. The closest comparison that I know of to UNTB is BNB, which is also called Binance Coin. Now, for a lot of people will know what Binance is, but those who don't know what it is, Binance is probably the biggest crypto exchanges in the world. Okay, Binance Coin, they have their own coin called BNB, Binance Coin, which they use for people to be able to pay their transaction fees in BNB. Now, if you're using Binance, you don't have to have BNB in order to use Binance. You can pay your transaction fees in other currencies. I know you can in Bitcoin. But you get a discount if you use BNB, and that's what gives BNB its value. People want to use BNB if they're going to use Binance. The thing about the difference between BNB and UNTB, which I'm really excited about, is that there is no alternative to UNTB. You can't run a wallet without UNTB. You can't use Bitcoin or anything else to get your hands on some processing power resources. So that's what gives UNTB a lot of value, is that there is no alternative. To use our blockchain and to get the benefits of being in the program, in the CryptoUnit program, getting your hands on some world CRU and that kind of thing, you have to have UNTB in your wallet to keep your wallet running. So the main utility of UNTB is to fuel our blockchain wallets. Now that one's probably the most complex to explain. I hope everybody got a better handle on it than they had before. But yeah, that one is probably the most complex to understand, but it is also extremely important to understand. Now, I did promise that by the end of this, we will come back to World CRU. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the World CryptoUnit. So the World CryptoUnit, as most of our partners will know, is kind of our flagship product. It's the one that we're really excited about, because it's just doing awesome things, and it's going to continue to do awesome things in the future. So what value can the World Crypto Unit bring to you? Actually, if anybody has any ideas, just throw them up in the chat in Facebook. Give me some ideas as to what value World Crew can bring to you, so everybody can see. Just put some ideas out there. One big thing that it's going to do, or one thing that gives the World Crew value, is the portfolio, the assets that back the portfolio. So that's a pie chart which represents a portfolio. Okay. And a diversified portfolio at that. As you can see, there's many different sectors that they're involved in, and many different assets. Okay, so the companies, the real estate, the projects that the crypto unit or the World Crypto Unit portfolio is involved in is absolutely like phenomenal. Now, what we've talked a little bit about what gives the World Crew value. What value can the World Crew in turn bring to you? What can it do for your life? The World Crew, for many people, is your first step into investing. Now, a lot of our partners will know about the Academy of a Private Investor. That academy is not just, it's not just, about one product, World Crew, World Crew, World Crew. No, it's about bringing up the financial literacy of as many people in the world as it possibly can. It just so happens that for many people, the World Crew is their first foray into investing. A lot of people around the world have never invested before. So that's one awesome thing that World Crew is doing for a lot of people, is it's giving them a foot in the door into the investing world. Now, passive income. For those who have read the 8 rules of the private investor, which is included for free for all members of the Academy of the Private Investor, all partners. The first rule, part of the first rule, is about the difference between financial independence and financial literacy. Financial literacy, financial independence and financial freedom, beg your pardon. Now, financial freedom, the definition of financial freedom is to have enough passive income to cover all of your expenses, so that your lifestyle, you can maintain the same lifestyle. It doesn't go down. So you're not reducing your expenses necessarily. You're instead lifting up your passive income to a point where it exceeds your expenses. Now, what is passive income? Passive income is income that you did not personally sweat for. You did not work to make that money. Robert Kiyosaki talks about ordinary earned income. So that is, for example, income from your job. That's your paycheck. That is not passive income. That is income that you have to keep working for day after day, week after week. Okay. But, if there comes a point where something happens to you, or, God forbid, anything, if something happens and you're not able to work anymore, it's your ordinary earned income just stops. That's why it's so important for people to understand the value of passive income. Passive income, you set it up so that it's working for you. That is money working for you instead of you working for money. Because ordinary earned income, where you're working in a job, that is you working for money. Passive income is when your money is working for you. Okay. So with the financial freedom, to have enough passive income that it exceeds your expenses. In other words, you basically replaced your job and the income that your job provides. So this is where it starts to be about more than just money. If you did not have to go to work every day for an income in order to survive, if you could survive and even thrive without working in your job, what would that do for your life? There's a little thing I like to call time freedom. And what does that mean? Well, if you didn't have to go to that desk job or, tradesman job or whatever it is that you do as a job, if you didn't have to do that every day as a necessity to keep a roof over your head, what could you do with that time that you are saving? What's something that you would really love to do, but you always find you never have time to do it? Might be playing with your kids, it might be jet skiing, it might be traveling, I don't know, whatever it is that you would love to do, but you find yourself too time poor to do it. That's what time freedom's about. That's what passive income, that's what financial freedom is about. Another thing is the ability to work for your dreams, not for money. As I said, Robert Kiyosaki always talks about not working for money, but instead, having your money working for you, and you're working toward your dreams. You've really got to have a purpose that you're, a dream that you're working towards. Something that makes all of your work that you're doing worth it. And generational wealth and legacy. Now, I'd just like to say this is not necessarily an all-inclusive list. I'm sure there are many other things that World Crew can do, or that passive income is really the point, that passive income and financial freedom can do for you. Generational wealth and legacy. There's an old saying, if you die twice. The first time that you die is when someone puts you in the ground. The second time that you die is when the last person speaks your name, or when your name is spoken for the last time. You live on in people's memory, in other words. Now, if you set up something that changed the trajectory of your family's life, of your descendants' lives for generations to come, do you think that they would be still talking about you in 100 years, 200 years? If you set something up that absolutely just transformed the trajectory of your family's destiny, if you want to call it that, and you passed on the lessons to help your descendants keep that wealth, because that's very important as well, teaching how to keep that wealth. Do you not think they would be they would be talking about you for generations to come? And that is what legacy is. Legacy is something that you have done for the future, not just for yourself, for the future. There's so many times throughout history where people have started something and built something for the future, not just for themselves. There are so many examples of people who have, built cathedrals, just as one example. There are so many examples of people that have built cathedrals that they do not see the end product. They die before it's finished. That is legacy. But those people still continue to be talked about and remembered. That is what legacy is about. And those 5 points are just a few things that passive income and financial freedom can do for your life. And the World Crypto Unit, through it you being able to generate UNTB and through the profit bonus, that is something that can give you passive income. Just think about that. So that is what the value of the World Crypto Unit is all about. That's why we want to build the World Crypto Unit. So I hope that I hope you all have enjoyed this little training. I hope you've all got something out of it. Yeah, just understanding the value of each of the 4 tokens and then how they all relate to the World Crypto Unit and the blockchain in as a whole. So, all right, I'm going to end the recording there. And I hope, so I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves. I'll see you next week, and I'll be doing the same thing. So, see you guys. See you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye.